Sampling techniques. The basics. Population. So population refers to all individuals who belong to a group being studied. And then we've got sample, which is a group of items or people selected from that population. And then a small distinction here, the sampling frame refers to that portion of the population who actually have a chance of being selected. Just to make some distinctions here, let's talk about the population for letter A. Whom do you plan to vote for in the next Ontario election? So this would be eligible voters. What is your favorite type of baseball glove? Well, those would be people that play baseball. And lastly, do women prefer to wear ordinary glasses or contact lenses? So this would be women that need corrective lenses. Sorry for my bad scratching here. Okay, so that's the basics. And now a few definitions. A random sample. A sample in which every member of the population has an equal and independent chance of being selected. Then we have a systemic sample. A sample selected by listing a population sequentially and choosing members at regular intervals. And a stratified sample. A sample in which each stratum or group is represented in the same proportion as it appears in the population. So here we have a telephone company planning a marketing survey of its 760,000 customers. For budget reasons, the company wants a sample size of about 250. So let's suggest a method for selecting a systemic sample. So in this case, you probably want to go with a sampling interval. And the interval is going to equal the population size divided by the sample size. So in this case, 760,000 by 250. So that turns out to be 3,040. So what expense is most likely to limit the sample size? And really it's the expense of conducting business. So the staff salaries needed to call and interview. A stratified sample example. Before booking bands for the school dances, the Students' Council at Statsville High School wants to survey the music preferences of the student body. The following table shows the enrollment at the school. So what you could do is design a stratified sample for a survey of 25% of the student body. So taking those same values, you can see the original chart. We now have the relative frequency. And then we take 25% of each, and there is our number. So 25% of students from each grade level. Other possible solutions, you could do this by gender or by age. There's probably a couple other ways you could do it as well, but those are some examples. And now some other examples of ways to create a sample. There's a cluster sample, which is a selection of groups within a population. A multi-stage example. a sampling technique that uses several layers of random sampling, and there's different techniques to do that. You start with a whole country perhaps, and then sample cities above a certain population, and then neighborhoods above a certain socioeconomic status, and so on and so on and so on. Voluntary response sample. This is where the participation is at the discretion or initiative of the respondent. And a convenience sample, just asking people close by. Thanks for listening.